Ronald in Waxhaw, North Carolina. Hey, Ronald, what's on your mind today?
Good afternoon. You mentioned democracy. If we keep it up at this rate, we're going to lose our democracy, trying to spread democracy around the world.
Yeah.
And half the people around the world with their culture probably don't even want our type of democracy.
Well, or don't understand what it is well enough to put it into place. I mean, this is why Jefferson said if you expect a nation to be uneducated and free, you expect something that never was and never will be. And, I mean, women by law in Afghanistan or by practice or whatever, women by and large can't go to school. So half the population is automatically illiterate. And of the male population, well over 2/3 of them are functionally illiterate. I mean, how can you have a democracy in a country where people can't even read a ballot?
You can't.
Right.
But what gets me mad is all this money we keep spending and all these bases. I think we got, 160 bases?
Yeah.
In 160 countries or something?
Yeah, we have almost 800 bases around the world, over 700.
Yeah, 160 different countries.
Yeah.
That half of them we don't even know where. And if they just take some of that money and spend it on our health care and bringing our poor standard up, I think we'd be better off. But for some reason,
yeah, no, I'm with you. And education. I mean, the billions. We're spending it. We've already spent $800 billion in Afghanistan, a country that only has a GDP or had a GDP of $2 billion a year. We've spent $800 billion in 16 years. I can't do the math fast enough in my head on that, but we have poured more money into Afghanistan than their entire economy was producing before we went there. It's crazy.
Hello, Tom. I want to talk about the Afghanistan debacle with Trump. Apparently, he's supposed to send 4,000 more U.S. troops there, but I'm just wondering, at this point, I seriously believe that the reason we're in Afghanistan is solely because at this point, it's just too much profit. The military-industrial complex has our government so by the balls, per se, that there's just no way we can stop this war. It's just going to go on forever. And I seriously believe that by the time I'm 70 years old, we're still going to be in Afghanistan, and I don't think it's ever pretty much going to end.
Well, we're pumping oil out of Iraq right now, and Donald Trump wants to start mining minerals in Afghanistan. There's $1 trillion worth of mineral wealth there, and the Chinese are already doing it. They're actually mining in Afghanistan on leases given to them by George W. Bush. So Trump is like, well, why are the Chinese getting this? Why can't we? The whole thing is crazy. Afghanistan should be for the Afghan people.
And you know what I find interesting sometimes when I talk with the Trump supporters? Every time I bring that up, they seem to be regurgitating right-wing neocon talking points. They say, well, if you leave Afghanistan, Russia and China are going to take over. And I'm like, Russia and China aren't the ones invading, pretty much the entire planet.
Right. Plus, they've got their own problems. And, it's just the domino theory all over again. The domino theory was stupid when they tried it in the 60s and 70s. It's stupid now. Jared, thank you for the call. Well said.
Hey, you said that pretty well. I think we're pretty well okay as far as outside of our borders. But I think they need to worry about the terrorists that's inside of our borders. And, just look what happened a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I called about Afghanistan was you were right on when you said, I think it's about the minerals. I think they let China do it. Why can't we?
Because well, Trump has come right out and said that, in public.
Well, I know that. Didn't Trump also when he would say this when he was a civilian? Why don't we take their oil, too, in Iraq?
He did. And by the way, he's still a civilian. But yes. You mean before he became president? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, no member of the Trump family has ever joined the U.S. military.
No. I don't think they're capable of even being in there. Anyway, that was my rant because, you hit it right on the nail there, buddy.
Okay. Thank you, Gordon.
I'm pretty sure. I'm okay. If he stuffed his pockets or his family's pockets, he's all in.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line. And the military-industrial complex wins another one. Gordon, thanks for the call. Rick, what's up?
Hey, yeah, I find it ironic and saddening that it was a Republican president, Eisenhower, warned us basically of this whole situation we find ourselves in. It was a Republican president, Nixon, who sabotaged the Paris peace talks.
Yep.
It was a Republican president, Reagan, who pulled out of Lebanon after the bombing of Marine barracks, but he fought a little war in Grenada.
Right.
It was Bush and his big money and all his cohorts that got us involved in Iraq. And you're exactly right about Afghanistan. We had them cornered in a corner of Afghanistan. We could have finished the job and got out and stayed out of Iraq and let Saddam Hussein deal with those zealots.
Hey, first-time caller, long-time listener.
Thank you, Andy.
I just wanted to say that basically what Donald Trump said last night was, freedom is slavery, war is peace. That
Yes.
in order to achieve peace, we need war. And, again, but the thing is that as the book says, 1984, the war is not meant to be won; it's meant to be continuous.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been doing for 16 years, and maintaining this occupation in both Afghanistan and for 15 years now in Iraq. And this is back to you, Andy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to say that, and again, this is a Bannon, pulling the strings again. Trump needed a diversion with all this, thing that he was going through with his comments.
With Charlottesville,
so, again, this is just, and the thing is that if we go for it, or if we believe, the president in quotes, then we're going to get suckered in for another 16 years or, however long.
Yeah, totally agree. Andy, thank you. Well said.